Jaw of the Dragon. I had to rush home today because I committed to you, my beloved audience, that I would do a live reaction to the Kino Casino. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I woke up today, saw that they were doing it, saw the topics they were covering, and most specifically saw that they were going to have Mr. Medicare himself as a guest. That really encouraged me to kind of come out of hiding and kind of talk about what I think about like the current state of Kino Casino, because I gave up on the casino a long time ago. I gave up on it weeks ago, but because I'm so like generally so opposed to milking e-drama and talking about streamers and irrelevant e-celebs, I kind of thought that like, okay, let's give it a little while. Let's see if it dies off on its own. And it kind of did. Let's be real. Kino Casino has dropped off. It hasn't even been like a full year yet, but they've already like lost most of their viewers. They've had like several controversies. Worski lost his fight right in like 3 seconds. They had like the payment plan schedule. What am I talking about? I think they were like not exactly. I think they were doing something illicit. Again, I haven't been following it because I haven't been following the controversy because I really don't care. I dropped off a long time ago because like the long and short of it is when it comes to the Kino Casino, the core problem is that these guys are just idiots who can't handle a show. Like fundamentally, they have no broadcasting skills. They offer no comedic value. All they do essentially is just go after a bunch of irrelevant e-celebs. Let's see. Hang on. The long and short of it is when it comes to the Kino. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay. So, oops. Did I close it? Yeah. When you get right down to it, the Kino Casino has been dropping off for a long time, but there was a big, massive injection in the arm to keep it going. Like someone had a very specific interest in keeping the Kino Casino going in order to milk his own audience and to try and like keep his legend, his myth alive. And that is, of course, Mr. Medicare. Mr. Medicare has used his audience, his pool in the industry, to kind of, in the sphere, I should say, it's not really an industry. Mr. Medicare has used his influence in the sphere to try and keep Kino Casino going for as long as possible. He was the one who did the damage control when it came to the payment scandal. He's been like hyping up the casino on Twitter, and I'm curious like what the reasoning behind it is. My guess is so by having these kind of like alternative drama stream channels, Medicare is able to like maintain a massive niche audience who hangs on to every word he says as gospel without actually having to do anything himself, right? So Medicare streams like once a month these days, and they're not entertaining. I don't watch them. I don't care about them. I don't care what Jim has to say about any subject. But there is a massive amount of people who do. So one of the goals I want to make today, I want to accomplish today, is that I kind of want to establish that Medicare's done. Like we're kind of past the point where like I'm bitching about Kino Casino, because I think anyone who's been following the show for any length of time knows that the show is done. It's losing its relevance. The only people who are watching it are people who are like kind of putting it in the background while they do other things, right? Like, nobody has any optimism for the future of the Kino Casino. But the thing I want to focus on, and the big reason why I knew I had to do like a live coverage tonight, was because of Medicare's involvement. Because I think Medicare is in the same boat. I really do. Like this is the big major takeaway I want to I want you to take away from the show is that Medicare has fallen off. He has essentially become the new Spoonie, right? He sporadically updates. The only thing keeping him going is the legacy and like the pure fanaticism of the fans. Like the guy just hasn't produced anything of value since, let's be generous, like 2018, okay? Like before the Patreon, before like Internet Blood Sports, before like he started trying to tell everyone that like, oh, I'm not a serious channel. I only care about I only talk about retards on the internet. Like before those days, right? Back when Jim was still based and actually covered like real serious topics and actually was funny and actually could make you care about like all these real topics. Like he chose to forsake all of that in order to like chase and in order to basically be involved with internet drama with a bunch of nobodies. Like Ethan Ralph should never become relevant, right? Like, Worski should never become relevant. Like none of these people, I think, would have become as big as they are if they were tangentially associated with Jim. And Jim propped them up and Jim used them to kind of build up his own image and kind of establish himself as like the center of this whole sphere. And the sphere needs to collapse. That is my takeaway from this is that like this whole culture of just talking about stupid people on the internet, like it just needs to die. Okay, nobody fucking cares. Okay, like people want you to talk about serious topics. They don't want to be I'm sick of e-celeb culture. Okay, and the best thing to do when it comes to e-celebs, if you really want these people to fuck off, is just to ignore them. That's the thing. And I think after the Godwinson video, a lot of people were encouraged to stop paying attention to Kino Casino, but I don't think the same thing has happened to Jim. So I'm hoping that tonight we'll be able to establish the same kind of desperation. We'll be able to talk a little. We'll be able to like kind of establish that Medicare is and has been for the longest time nothing but a grifter. Again, he's no different than Rekieta. He's no different than any of these people. Like anyone who legitimately wants to do something about like world problems is out doing them. Like they're not on the internet collecting, reading super chats from their audience. So I am against monetizing YouTube videos. And they're just okay. I used to think Jim was funny when he covered random internet oddities and such, but it got tiresome after a while. Yeah, because there's nothing else to talk about, right? Like he's essentially covered every fringe niche there is, really. And eventually you start to understand that a lot of it is not as common as he makes it out to be. You know what I mean? Like I just found myself just. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I feel the same way. Yeah, the casino is trash now, too. Yeah, the first couple of episodes were great when they were going after Ralph. When they were essentially doing what I was doing here was talking about Ethan Ralph and talking about like all of his long history of problems, like all the crazy shit he was getting into like in the first half of the year. Like that was a lot of fun. That was really funny. But that was less because of them and more because of Ralph, yeah. Yeah. The donation things, I don't understand why people donate to these shows because like it's a weekly podcast. In theory, if you're doing a weekly show, if you're working 5 days a week, you should have no problems taking like 4 hours out of your week to like do a live weekly podcast and like talk about world events and the things that have happened in the sphere. Neither Worski or PPP actually have a job. They're existing purely through YouTube journos. And I think Worski's case, I think he's living with his dad. And PPP, I think, is grifting off the Canadian government by pretending to be disabled or something. I don't know exactly what the situation there is. I don't know anything about PPP. That's the thing. When I went into Kino Casino, like I knew nothing about PPP. Like the only impression I had of him was of that Nick Rekieta like trash fire stream where he goes on there, starts shitting on Masterson, starts shitting on Rekieta, starts shitting on like the whole like New Project 2 thing. And like it does at the time I thought their might have been something to what he was saying. All right, because I didn't trust Masterson. I didn't like Ricada like enabling him. I didn't like how PPP was just kind of dismissed. I think PPP back then made a lot of good points about like monetization and like the grift culture. Even today, I kind of like have taken to like using that terminology, the grifting culture, and but like now it feels like he was just kind of trying to build an audience, like by any means necessary. That's kind of the impression I get from it. But yeah. So I'm curious. Is I'm curious how this is going to end because I think PPP and Worski, they are inevitably going to have a breakup. I think it's like bound to happen. I think Worski isn't doing a very good job hosting the show. I'm sure PPP is already looking for replacements. I think that's what Godwinson claimed in his video, that PPP was already looking for replacements, but he just can't find anyone. So what a time to do a live show, huh? Having like incredible problems with my nose, but okay. Hopefully it clears up soon, but all right. Uh-oh. The stream should be going live, but they're not going live. Oh no, are they late and gay? Look at all these like handsome individuals. Like you see you see Worski, you see CPBP, you see Boogie, you see Fuentes. A lot of people I have a personal association with in this stream today. I The Boogie thing is interesting. I'm aware that crypto is and always has been a scam, but seeing Boogie actually lose all of his money is I don't know. I honestly, I think out of everyone here, I'm probably the most angry at Boogie because this is a guy who had like a huge following, who was a big mainstream YouTuber, big in the gaming sphere. What and didn't do anything about Gamergate, didn't talk about like game journalism corruption. He chose to just kind of ignore it. And then he has the audacity years later to come back and say that, oh man, I forgot. I can't look at the chat if I have full screen. I really got to figure that out. Okay. I have the chat pulled up. I am ready to go. Oh, shit. All right, we're gonna see some titties here soon. Do you like the titties? Because I sure do. I don't know where they got this girl, but I don't know. She's like some French Canadian thought. I don't know. Is this PvP's ideal woman? That's kind of my impression by looking at her. Not my type, but at all. But da-ba-da-da, da-ba-da-ba-da. Hey, aren't they both Canadians? Why are they showing off Vegas? Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay. I wonder if Medicare is going to be. I wonder how long Medicare is going to be on. I think that'll probably be like the extent of how. I don't. I cannot. I am definitely not going to stream all of this shit. I am going to try and. I'll probably try and stay on for as long as Medicare does. And knowing him, he'll be on for like the first hour to like maximize viewers, and then he's going to fuck off. So. People are still watching Kino Casino. Yeah, not really. The viewer base has halved since Godwinson dropped his video, like exposing like some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I personally am not watching Kino Casino. Like the main reason I'm interested in seeing how it falls apart. I really am. I think the show is like on the way out. It's clearly on the decline. Like people are starting to see the cracks. Like the viewer base, like they treat their audience like shit. I have not talked about this. Like people are straight up giving you money, and you're like shitting on them. You're you're like insulting them and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. It is like the most poorly conceived show I think I've ever seen. Because like PvP and Worski do not have good chemistry at all. All right, like Worski just kind of sits there and reads donations as PvP goes off on his spiels about like each of these individuals, and it's like the same thing every week. That is a big problem with the casino is that they have a few like high profile individuals that they like making fun of, that people want to see them make fun of, but like whenever they go outside of that sphere, whenever they talk about like, you know, Darkside Phil or someone else, like they just can't do it. Like they have to be like intimately familiar with like whoever they're talking about, and that is a very, very small group of people. Like it's essentially just Ethan Ralph, Fuentes, and maybe Boogie. Like PvP wants to talk about that guy with the glasses personalities, but Worski doesn't know anything about them. Like it's just. Why did Jim's name appear on that? Oh, I see Trump's name there. Oh no. Titties! Okay.
I would like to introduce you to your dealers and Andy. Now, will you get the energetical or will you get left terrorist as well? I guess we will have to wait and see.
It zooms in on her chest. Oh, come on.
Aim for the top price he as they
Did she edit this herself, or or did they do that?
and don't get hurted. Get your buying ready. The show starts now.
Yeah, not my type. The face structure, disgusting blonde. E-thought. I think that's the big thing that makes me uninterested. Oh, here we go. Is the sound okay? I think it is. Worski is too low on Q. Yeah, for sure. Let me know if there's any sound problems, and I'll try to fix them. I think they're fine. He bought a casino backdrop. Yeah, you're gonna gas out like 3 hours in. You can't maintain. Hang on, I forgot to turn that off.
The architect of the America First movement, the man himself who radically negotiated Lenitex, who sits in his right hand as the consigliere of the fucking movement. Lay down the gauntlet. Lay down the
Typical Kino Casino. PPP just rants and Worski just sits there and smiles like a dumbass. Like, damn.
Immediately rolled over like a little bitch on his fucking
Hey,
back.
I'll try to turn it down. Let's see.
Daddy Jim for like 2 hours straight.
Uh,
Fucking did anything. He threw in like his little gay passive aggressive jabs here and
Let me
there.
know if it's too quiet. I'd like to talk over them if possible. I don't want to pause the stream or anything.
I'm gonna prove it. I'm the Godfather. I'm the fucking Ripper Godfather general of this whole fucking thing. I'm gonna take you out, Daddy Jim. I'm gonna felt you. And he was fucking
It doesn't. It's not going to take. It wouldn't take much to felt Medicare at this point. Just bring up the fact that he's become spoony. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know if most people did hear about this because it's completely irrelevant and worthless. It was Cozy Friend Fest, Andy. Friend Fest.
Oh wait, the sleepover?
It was no, it wasn't even the sleepover. It was the 1 year anniversary of Cozy.tv. Ralph farted about 9 different times. He was unable to count to 4. He was so drunk and retarded. He was defeated in a game of wits by
Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck keeps? Why are these people paying this much attention to Ethan Ralph? Like, who the fuck cares what he's doing?
Cohen's son a retard.
Ah.
And it's not his father here, folks. Folks, it's gonna be a Freddie Poncho Brand thought and a face reveal. The alcoholic savior of the white race.
I think we've seen his face before already, haven't we? Ah, whatever.
Ralph said, if I don't cover it for at least an hour, I think I'll fucking retire. Well, listen, motherfucker, you don't want to hear tonight. So we have to pick up the fucking slack and carry the gun and try and fucking deliver the entertainment for everybody. Because no street style partner isn't here. Ralph, where are you? Ralph sucking Ollie Jamal's penis in Houston or trying to felt Mr. Vickers in Sacramento, you fucking bum? Where the fuck are you to toe the chalk and battle with me? Fight down on the mouth guard and let's go to fucking war, Ralph. Where the fuck are you? So vacation all they ever wanted. Vacation had to get away. Where the fuck is Ralph?
What? Oh, where's Ralph? We need him for the views. We need him for the views.
Great. We'll dab on the ammo box head with his fucking head. And Grandpa twist floor and he lives in with his fucking head.
Classic PPP content when he was the little guy exposing celebrities was the best. Yeah, that was actually legitimately good. Like I enjoyed that stuff. I really did. I didn't watch a lot of it, but like he was going after. You know, he did a couple of Spoonie videos, which I really appreciated. Like he is one of those people that tends to suck Spoonie's dick, but generally speaking, yeah, it was pretty solid content. I watched some Fuentes clips in the Odyssey channel through, and he can range from being extremely base to pretty cringe. Yeah, I agree. I think I have such mixed feelings on Fuentes because I think that he's not doing a lot of good. I think he should have been like again it's the same thing with all these e-celebs. I think they should have been like the people to kind of go after like the establishment for when they were promoting that 2020 hoax, right? Like, and they didn't really do it. Like they offered nothing to anyone. Like they didn't organize protests. They didn't go out and do anything. They didn't like inform the general public. They did nothing. Like but at the same time, like, you know, he's talking about like why Black Lives Matter sucks, and like he's talking about like you know, the problems with feminists and stuff like that. So there are like things that I like about Fuentes. I don't know. I'm not as intimately familiar with him as I am like Ricada or something. Because I'm sure like after watching so much of him on Kino Casino, he's incredibly cringe. And I think I do kind of lean towards that he is cringy, that he does suck, that he's not able to really lead a movement or like do anything of value. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. But at the same time, he's also a grifter. And I think that needs to be condemned for sure.
Maybe he should stream snipe us to not know what we're gonna say about him and expose it to the cozy people, you know? today. Wait, he can't. He can't handle the truth. Stop
So did that happen or not? Like I'm inclined to believe PPP that like Ralph did eat strip on stream, but my view on that is uh PPP does have this really bad habit of like exaggerating shit and straight up making stuff up. So I'm not entirely sure if that's true. I've never actually seen the clip, and I never will. But uh,
Please, Ralph, don't beat me again. Please. Please stop making the child drink Mexican toilet water unfiltered, please.
Know if anybody, not speaking about anything in particular, of course, but the whole idea, what do they think? That like people just have like a shitty asshole at all times? Like what are they talking about? Your ass is not supposed to have
yeah. They start off with the Fuentes, they start off with Ralph, and then they kind of segue into like a bunch of shit that nobody actually cares about. Like that's the typical Kino Casino show. They have to talk about Ralph. They have to talk about Fuentes in order to get like anyone interested in what they're talking about.
And listen, my reason for placing material is essentially talking about that's fine. Because on your phone, you can see the process on your phone. And that's later on. You're the sucker. You're the sucker.
Yeah, we're not.
It's just crazy. And the reason Gas likes this is because I can't put the sex tape on it. I can't put it
Yeah.
on it. Family doesn't exist anymore, so I can't go frame by frame to disprove his lies. For those of you who have been around to see this, will
Can't you just like take a still image and like edit it and then like release it on Twitter or something? I don't know. Maybe I'll. Huh.
sponsor of the show. Crazy as hell being like, oh, well, most people
I'm not seeing any Medicare. What's their view count? Because this is pretty boring so far. Worski hasn't said anything at all. We're like a couple of minutes in now, and Worski hasn't really said anything. It's just, yeah. Is the view count going down? Okay. So about 1,200. Okay. That's more than what I'm getting, but I don't know. I'm not a streamer. I don't do this shit for a living.
laughing. We're putting your head. Look at me. I'm dying. Look at me. He's just crying. The rage thing. You could do a bit on it.
What?
Like, I know you've seen my asshole. You know, if you see my asshole in the starfish picture, it's pristine and pink and clean. Okay? It's like the most pristine asshole like there's ever been. And he's about to accuse me of having a shitty asshole and accuse Jim of having a shitty asshole. And you've all seen my asshole. It's clean.
Why are these guys? The fact that PPP like talks so much about that picture is just the fact that he did it at all is like ridiculous. I don't know. I do think PPP is a joke. I don't like how he acts like he's a morally righteous person when he's like one of the most degenerate people I think I've seen in a long time. I've seen someone bring this up on some other forum or whatever. PPP and Ralph are actually very similar people, right? When you like get right down to it, like Kino Casino is basically the same thing as the kill stream. It's essentially like the new kill stream where you just like talk about e-celebs.
No, guys, you see
It's been debunked.
And by the way, you were drunk, right? And you were shittered when you did that. That's the prime time to have a shitty asshole.
I was trying to bring back Coatsy. The trend has not returned, but I tried. It was a sacrifice that bring from the year of the spoon, which has still never
Yeah, yeah. When Darkside Phil like jacked off on stream, like Darkside Phil, like he like initially denied it, and then went through the process of like making fun of it, and now he just doesn't bring it up at all unless it like becomes relevant. Like DSP handled it the right way, right? Like where something embarrassing happened on stream, and he's just like, yeah, I'll just acknowledge it. I'll acknowledge it happened and just kind of like make a couple of jokes about it. I'm Dick Strickland Phil, and then just kind of moved on, right? Like he doesn't bring it up the way PPP does. Yeah, I agree.
Not me.
No,
I'm
it's
a believer.
impossible. It's impossible for an asshole to have shit in it. That's why anal sex is just such a spur of the moment decision. It doesn't require any prep or cleaning at all.
Yeah, like
Like, get real or no? Get real
Get
there,
real.
brother. Get
Jacob
real.
can
You
alert
love
him
to
to
see
that
some shit.
as well.
Alright, that's enough of this fucking shit. You know what? Before we get to our first super chatters, and I know they're eager to hear us yell out, "Whoa, big support!" But
they can't stop shitting on the super chatters.
Guys, hero power is every dollar thing everyone sees.
everybody in the sector sees, and they
That's a
make me
massive
very
support.
happy.
It's a massive support.
Allows me to maintain this incredible fucking physique.
Yeah, I know. I can't even like explain how amazing tonight is. All right, here we go. Ali Jamal. Okay, I hear his
He's
voice.
out on the street. He is now the leader of the Groypers on
No.
the street. He's leading an IRL Groyper rally.
My chat's getting
Very
angry.
Disappointing. Very disappointing. Let's go.
Imagine, first of all, imagine the leader of this group is Ali Jamal.
Imagine pledging your loyalty to Ali fucking Jamal.
We're here to save the white wings. What?
This is so fucking boring.
Let's talk Americans.
It really is.
Guys, look at this.
Doesn't want the boys because Jennifer's
No one.
I could like talk about like my officially licensed Nintendo Hanafuda cards and make them more interesting than this shit. Nobody cares about this, honest. Like, where's Medicare? Like, that's what I'm asking right now. Where the fuck is Medicare? Is he gonna be here?
look at it, like, stop the fucking white guy. Looks like a legit pedophile.
Yeah, maybe I'll just sit on here.
The black shirt says.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and just do nothing, waiting for something interesting to happen. Ba-doo. Let's see.
Like, what's the carrot? You know? Oh, like, there's supposed to be these badass warriors out there to fucking overthrow the government.
He didn't have me on the sidewalk, but a public sidewalk.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh. Look at that.
No, I literally look at them.
It's giving you that.
Belly gimp in the back.
He probably doesn't want to be identified, considering like the people he's associating with.
This genetic swine and the fat people. The motherfuckers got, look, they all have bitch tits. Look, all three in a row, their bitch tits are protruding.
Oh yeah, BBB shitting on someone for being fat. That's a rich.
This is the most dysgenic Nick. This is a legacy. This is the America First legacy in motion. Holy.
What is that a bat? Oh no, it was just blurry. And then we're done.
Or more immorality, you idiot.
All have gynecological Franconia, like even the guy in the black shirt has bitch tits. Like
He thought of
sexual immorality. I don't think you guys are gonna have a problem with that and fucking dragging off to the roof. I don't think you guys are gonna be tempted that way. No, I don't think the ladies are looking at this.
The donations really ruined the pace of the show, honestly. Like that is a problem with it. Because like people don't want to hear you read out super chats all the fucking time.
no confidence in the movement.
Over, bro. Like, let's go to the second clip. This is now there'll be a confrontation, I think. It's this character.
All the options.
Unfair. I want to be the next David Dunn. They hate
See, I'm gonna
street.
be texting him and Duke.
Hang on.
Dunn.
Albrecht? I know.
Wait, is that fair? Is that understand on the trans? AF's really winning here, bros. This is a really good showing. You know, Nick has to tolerate this now because Ralph is the only thing keeping cozy on TV alive. And he's all of his girls so bad on you on me, right? So Nick has to say, oh, he's taking it to the streets, folks. America's first rally would be there, led by an Indian with a list.
Ugh.
Brown. Bitches. So it's even beyond like what a green tax spread would.
He's not that funny. Like I don't think I've laughed at anything PPP has said tonight. He's not that funny.
Now he's legitimately reading. In real life. I hate to do it this early, but retard alert! Retard alert! We have a Groiper literally reading in real life. This is what we are faced with.
Who the fuck cares? Where's Medicare? Okay, I didn't tune in for America First. I was expecting Medicare right off the gate.
Listen,
Hang on.
I'm praying to the Virgin Mary after Fuentes last meeting 2 weeks ago.
Oh, is he not actually coming on? Oh, hang on. Okay.
Virgin Mary was smiting all of you that she
I had the impression Medicare was coming on, but I guess not.
Thank goodness for Catholic Mary smiting all of you with this cringe for your blasphemy. Fuck you all.
Wow, folks, that rules.
Oh, look at the cat in the background. Aw. Hey, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty.
Yes.
Yells at Ralph. That's all those times. I get off with
We're gonna get to it, but folks, let's get into our super chats.
go.
Oh, here in 9 already.
Yeah, guys, so much of the support. Let's start in with Gato Bodie, $40. Let's go. Before we started, say Birdie is trying to get published.
This is so fucking boring. I can't even make fun of it. Like, nothing is happening. They're not talking about anything relevant, anything I care about. Like, yeah, where's Medicare? Yeah.
Expose on the 90s McDonald's scandals. Even mentioned Birdie. From what I read, she accuses Ronald McDonald.
Oh, yeah, they're reading super chat. So I guess now is a good time to pause it. Yeah, what a boring ass show. How long have they been streaming? Let's see. They started at 9:30. Yeah, so about half an hour I've been sitting here. You know, it's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's not endearing. They're not even talking about like anyone you actually care about. Like, who the fuck is watching this shit? Like really, I came on tonight because they were they're hyping up like, ooh, Medicare, but I don't know. I don't see Medicare. Like I haven't seen anything Medicare related. Haven't seen anything Boogie related. Haven't seen like just a bunch of nobodies talking about other nobodies. Who cares? Like I don't know. Should I like end the stream right now? Because that's kind of my view on it. It's just like, yeah, I should just end the stream and do something else because this is just a waste of everyone's time. I think. I was hoping this would be a lot more entertaining. I really thought that like I don't know. These are like 5 hours long. I'm not going to sit here for 5 hours and wait for like something interesting to happen. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. Yeah, this wasn't as funny as I thought it would be. I thought this would work. I thought this would be like something to talk about, but the show is so boring. I can't even make fun of it. Like that's the reality here is that like, no, I just, I don't think I can do it, honestly. Oh, no. So, yeah, chat. Oof. We're gonna try to keep going. I feel bad that I would try.
I'm gonna double check it. Okay.
I feel bad that I was making fun of this show, and I don't know. I probably should have just done a pre-recorded thing. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's all you need to see, really. Like, half an hour is really all you need to see. Actually, you could probably figure this out in the 10 minutes. Like, the show is just unbearably boring. It's awful. The hosts aren't charismatic. They don't talk about interesting topics. Like, why exactly would you spend 5 hours of your life looking at this? Like really? I'm not interested. I think I am going to end the stream here.